Hello, this is Kevin Benedict, Independent Mobility Analyst, and I have the joy today of being here in the UK, and the sun is out, and I'm with Israel Beniaminy, and you're here visiting from Israel, and we're meeting here in the UK, so this is a privilege and a coincidence that we're able to connect here. You and I have exchanged a series of kind of philosophical brainstorming sessions on email in the past, some fascinating discussions. So this is a privilege of being able to sit here in the sun, in the UK, face to face, and have these same kinds of discussions. And I want us to just share with the audience maybe some of those streams of thinking that we've had in the past. You know, we've talked about HTML5. So let me just ask you, is HTML5 ready for the market?
Well, a year ago I would tell you definitely yes. Now I'm telling you, why are you asking? Go ask the market. We have so many applications out there, some by ClickSoftware, quite a lot of them, some by others, and they are all approving that on the positive side it's very quick to deploy, very quick to change, and which is a critical issue in enterprise mobility. Enterprise business changes all the time. And the other thing is, it does look like native. It is as friendly as a native application. Certainly, if you want to do 3D games for multimedia, it will have a problem. But we don't have many users who want to do 3D multimedia games.
Not in the field services space.
Unfortunately. So, and I'm sure by the time you do get that, HTML5 will be ready. But people are telling us how they like the application, how it works great for them, and we never hear, you know, if it only were a native application, we could have this kind of button. You can have this kind of button if you want it.
Wow. You know, when I was doing mobile projects myself, I remember some rollouts where you would not even complete the deployment to all of the people in the field before you had to change it.
Right.
So you hadn't even got the last guy deployed before you were already trying to give the first guy a new version. So that's solved with HTML5.
Exactly. And, you know, I have to be fair to the native application guys. They've gotten their act together much better on distributing applications. But why should they sweat that hard when you can do it so much easier with HTML5? Because no matter how easy it is to deploy native, and again, to be fair, today to do some of the stuff you have some kind of native wrapper, whether it's a PhoneGap or something different, but it's a very thin wrapper. Usually you don't have to change it until 2 or 3 years from today.
Okay.
So and in the meantime, any change you want to make is just there on the mobile device. And of course, it's there on multiple devices. So you can support BYOD, which I know you mentioned a lot of times in your videos and so forth.
So another question that I have with you, we talked about, and I've written an article, and I know you shared information on this too, that you and I both believe that mobility is going to go away.
Yeah.
Why do you and I think mobility is going to go away?
Yeah, so people stop reading about mobility, it doesn't matter. No, that's not the point. The best analogy I have is about the horseless carriage. There used to be horseless carriages. Everybody was very excited about them. Look, it goes, it has no horses. And now we have mobile applications. Remove the horse, make a carriage a car, or remove the mobile application, remove the mobile, make the application an app. That's what's going on. You don't want to talk about what's if have a mobile app, then what's the alternative? An e-mobile app? Today, of course, I'm joking.
Right.
But a year from now, I would be joking if I would be talking about a mobile app, because nobody would want to do anything different.
And HTML5 is going to help get us there, isn't it? Because if all apps are HTML5, then they work on any browser, whether it's desktop, mobile, laptop, tablet, anything, right?
That's absolutely the case. And we actually see that when we look at some of the latest desktop apps. Think of the Macintosh email application, which is an insight I owe to my great colleague Gil Buknik.
Yep.
He says look at that, and it's been changing to look more like the iPad mobile application for email. Why? Because it's better. Because it's better user experience. So I call it the mobile boomerang.
Okay.
You throw it out and you think it will stay out, but it comes back and it lands on your desktop and changes things inside your enterprise.
Ah, the mobile boomerang. So just the innovations around mobility change what you see on the desktop.
Exactly. And history repeats itself. We had those internet applications just for mobile browsers out there, and then people having desktops said, why should we be left out of this great story because we use this ERP or CRM? We want more web apps as well. Now they want the experience of mobility, even if it's on a 50-inch screen, if it's on a desktop. And we will see everything becoming that kind of application, which is a gigantic revolution. To understand how gigantic, you have to think about how things are done today, even today. You start with this great idea for how you can revolutionize your business by putting in a new enterprise system.
Right.
And then after you do all of that, you say, well, I want to mobilize it. So you add this mobile middleware, and on top of that mobile middleware you build the mobile clients. Why should that be an afterthought? Because in the end people will be using this mobile client on their desktops.
Right.
And they will like it more. So why waste all that time and energy and development on doing the desktop client and the mobile client, the desktop middleware and the mobile middleware?
It all works together.
Right.
So we had another discussion and kind of a philosophical debate when I asked you a question, which was, where is the most value? Is it out on the mobile app, or is it what the app is connected to? So on a mobile solution, where do you find the value?
So the easy answer is, I hold it in my hand. This is where I see the value. It's so friendly. It's here.
Yes.
It gives me all the information I need. It gives me a distance from 1 or 2 touches from everything I need to do. And that's correct. But let's think of how did it happen? How did it happen that this task, for instance, was placed on my smartphone? This is, and when I get to perform it, I have everything I need. If I'm in deliveries, this is actually in my car. If I'm doing some electricity work, all the safety precautions have been performed. I have the parts and have the authorizations. This is because some part which I don't see has been doing some automated stuff, including M2M, which
yes.
we all like, talking to the machines, and it's been talking to other people, and it's been driving people to check off all the authorizations, to check that I'm going to be safe doing that. And just think, if I were to get this task and I would look around, I see I don't have the package, the electricity that should be off is on and so forth, I would hate that application. So the value is not just, or maybe not really, in being so friendly and nice. That's certainly a benefit, we certainly have to have that. It's in bringing me closer to the machine, closer to my customer, closer to my supplier, closer to my contractor, closer to my co-workers, and bringing them all together through when we talk about connection to machines, we call it M2M. When we talk about connection to people, we call it workflow, but now we call it social interaction, because it's not just that I push a button and I have to sign off on something and fill on a form. It's kind of very dictatorial, right? I can communicate with them, I can get not just the signature but also the questions, so we're moving in a much more socialized way. And if you one last thought on that. You keep hearing about how disruptive mobility is to people working together, because I'm not going to talk to you, I'm going to work on my phone. Right? It actually also brings people closer together, because I'm out there in the field. I chose this work in the field because I like working with people, and guess what? Everybody that I like working with is out there on another job, is in the back office. Mobility is a great way of getting everybody together, and this is because it does so much work which I don't see behind this fancy user interface.
And this is where it gets, where is their value? Is it just the mobile app, or is it everything behind the scenes? This is something that I've pondered for some time. Is mobility a standalone technology? Would I ever want to be a mobile vendor that just did mobile apps without connection to the back end? You know, is that a sustainable model, or is the value really all the logic and business logic in the back end? And is the mobile app simply a new way of showing a new interface to everything that I've already built in the back end?
You can, of course, guess what I'm going to say. There are very few cases where a mobility app is standalone. Now, you could be a mobile vendor that does part of the job, and you cooperate, and you have an ecosystem with others, so that does make sense. But if you ask something different, would I, as an enterprise buyer, ever want a standalone mobile application? No. Guess what? You don't even want a mobile application that just ties to one form on your enterprise solution. You want a mobile application that connects people together, connects processes together, which means you're going to spend a lot of time thinking about the back end, the process logic, and thinking about how you can make sure that logic works both on the back office and on the front office, which is now my smartphone, because sometimes you're disconnected, sometimes you don't want to wait all that long. So now we are in the territory of actually agents, software agents that migrate, and they might do some work on my phone, and then they do some the rest of the work on the back office. And if you even dare to ask a question, where should it be, you're missing out on the value. It should be everywhere. It should be serving you where it gives you the most value.
Very good. Well, Israel, I want to thank you so much for sharing and brainstorming and just helping us all expand our understanding of mobility. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.